Oh yeah, YouTube. I'm back. I'm Paul S. Stuffy Esquire. I'm having some tea. My throat hurts. That's why I'm doing this. I'm having some tea. We got an exciting action-packed episode for you guys. We took some fan feedback, and a special lady friend of one of our hosts threw out a fantasy concert scenario. That's why I'm wearing my Woodstock 99 shirt. I also want to talk about this sport coat. Still got the Salvation Army tags on it. Look at that, $4.99. And this bad boy has suede lining in the armpit areas. Come on, where else can you get dark camel fur, suede lining for $4.99?
Great.
So yeah, Woodstock 99 comes up a lot on the channel. All of us hosts were there. So it's perfect segue into our dream concert. Now, what the boys don't know is I'm throwing a curveball. I also want you to open with your first concert experience. Just a quick, who was it? A few details. So I want to open up with your first concert you ever went to, then go into your dream scenario. And your dream scenario is you pick the perfect venue. You pick 3 artists. It was living or dead. It was your complete dream scenario. And so I'm going to go right into mine. So my first concert experience, my big brother took me to Pink Floyd at the Pontiac Silverdome. Laser light show, Pink Floyd, early 90s. Great concert experience. And my dream concert, okay, so I've always wanted to go to California, and I like outdoor amphitheaters, but the one around us, Pine Knob, someone always gets mid-rated upon. So I'm a little older. I'd prefer sitting down. So I'm going to go with the Hollywood Bowl outdoor amphitheater, but I want nice seats. And I'm going to have Janis Joplin open. I'm going to have Johnny Cash in the middle. And I'm talking, obviously early Janis Joplin. She died young anyway, but early Johnny Cash, like Folsom Prison type Johnny Cash. And then I'm going to close it down with David Bowie. But Ziggy Stardust, David Bowie. I was fortunate enough to see Bowie at the State Theater, but he was doing his Earthling kind of techno phase. I'm going for Ziggy Stardust. That man's going to close it down, and that's my dream concert, fans.
Stuffy play guitar.
Yeah, Stuffy played. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I'm wearing my wristwatch on my inner right wrist because we watched a video from the Timeless Watch channel, and apparently people in movies a lot of times wear their watches like that. So that's what I'm doing. Having tea. I'm finishing my tea. And why don't you take it away, Q Diggity?
Well, Stuffy, that's a great show. Janis Joplin. Yep. Starting off good with the not being able to say what I want to say. Great storyteller, Johnny Cash. RC Dub will tell you he's talking about 2 things, right? Drinking and dying. And it's a great show, finishing off with Bowie. Incredible artist. You got your pick of things. You're going to get some good stuff here. I think it's fantastic. Anyone else got something to say about that?
I forgot to mention, of course, because that's the history of our channels. We forget everything we wanted to say. Is actually some of Janis Joplin's big hits, like Bobby McGee, were written by Chris Christopherson. He just couldn't make it work with his vocals, and she makes a hit out of it. I mean, I just like the cool things like that. Chris couldn't make anything happen with it. He was too busy worrying about being a sidekick in the Blade series with the Pipes himself. So I think he's like, hey, Janis, you take this song. I'm going to go make Blade with Wesley Snipes.
And he was in The Journeyman with Johnny Cash.
Yeah, it's full circle.
I think Janis Joplin really enjoyed the Blade series, too. No doubt.
She would have.
Okay, so I'm on deck. Or I keep saying on deck. I'm a dick. My first concert experience was I went to go see Bad Religion when I was 15. Got dropped off by my buddy's parents. We had a great time. It was at the State Theater. I was going to say something before maybe Jay Goobs and the legal department threw in some disclaimers, but the State Theater is my favorite venue I've been to. It's great sound. They call it the Fillmore now. Great memories there. Never seen a bad show there. Never heard the sound being bad there. Fantastic, fantastic joint. Opening up my dream concert. A lot of this, we're doing a lot of resurrections today. That's kind of the deal for me. I can't see these people now, so I'm going to have a seance and try to undig these sons of guns. So opening up for my show is not a musician. It's going to be Chris Farley. I love comedy. He's not really known for stand-up, but quite frankly, I think he can give you 20, 30 minutes just maybe interviewing someone on stage, helping the roadies, get everything going, running into stuff. The physical comedy, incredible. Another man that went down before his time. Sometimes those damn comedians, they're just tortured souls. But I love what he gave us. It was a sad day when I saw him go, and I would love to see that guy up there entertaining us, getting us ready to go for act number 2. And act number 2 is something that hit me early on in life, not something my folks really wanted me listening to. I left one of their tapes in the family tape deck on mistake, and I had a long conversation about this. And it is the Ninjas with Attitude, NWA. I love these guys. I got to bring Eazy-E Eric right back from the dead so we can roll with DJ Yella, Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, and my boy MC Ren, not giving a bleep. As a 4th-generation Irish-American, disrupting the system's in my blood. And that's what I want to see. These guys are going to come out knocking our socks off, saying, have fun with the police. Everyone can have a fun with them. It'll be a great, great show. Get me all pumped up. I'll have to take some extra BP medication because really they're just going to get me charging, going at it, reminiscing about my days hustling on the corners and getting my dance off at the same time. I am looking forward to it. After I got them going, and hopefully you Wonder Bread stick around, I'm going to have the band come back. We talked, RC Dub talked about the Last Waltz in a previous episode. It was fantastic stuff. I love that concert. And I want to see Levon Helm brought back from the dead along with Rick Danko and Richie Manuel coming to the show with Garth Hudson and Robbie Robertson. We're going to do it at Levon's farm. They call it the Barn. He used to do a show called the Midnight Ramble. And I never went to that because I waited too damn long. And that's my show, baby. Light me up. I love it.
I will say that that's got to be the most diverse show of all time.
I've got 2 quick comments. I also love the State Theater, but I also see people get miterated upon in that fair theater as well. Maybe that's just a Detroit thing. I don't know. And my second comment is that frickin' rocks. I want backstage passes to that show, Q Diggity.
Thanks, Stuffy. I don't know why you're hanging out with these people that are peeing so freely. You got poor judgment, my friend. Maybe he has gun, you know.
I love the diversity of it too, as Jay Goobel said, and I'm loving that you're picking a '90s band. You know, we're aggressive kids growing up in that area. And NWA, I remember going to Harmony House, seeing their albums up there with the explicit lyrics, just being like, I have to have one of their albums, just because of the explicit lyrics and how cool their covers were too. And as growing into my teenage years, you know, listening to their lyrics, which didn't really relate to us that much growing up in the suburbs, but still loved it and just fed into our aggression as 90s kids. Farley,
Yeah.
The Farley pick, that's you. Just, you know, taking a comedy person and using it to open up. And that's rock and roll in itself right there, having a comedy guy open up for a concert. And the band, I love the band.
Quick question before I forget. Q Diggity, when you got caught with the NWA tape, why didn't you just blame RCW like you normally do when you got caught with stuff in high school?
I hadn't met him at that point. I didn't have a good pinch weasel on deck. Just another great thing that RC Dub has contributed to, just getting blamed for no reason for things I didn't even need to.
I just thought it was B. Roy's mom that was getting blamed. Did I get blamed for some stuff at yours too? I have forgotten that, but thanks for bringing it up.
Not really, but I gotta stick with the joke. It's a classic. And,
I thought he got blamed a couple times for some cigarette smell in the air in the truck. Maybe not. I don't know.
I can see that for sure.
Hey, man, if we were listening to NWA, that wasn't cigarette smoke.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Got dead skunk in the middle of the road there, Jay Goobs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Who's up
okay. Who's rolling up next?
Dal, I'll keep going just because I gave the little lowdown on Q Diggity's bands. Great picks. Love them. Like I said, and the variety is great. And, you know, I'm a huge Danko fan. I love Rick Danko. For whatever reason, I could have seen myself being like him back in the 60s, especially when they're on that mystery train with Joplin. That when, you know, I think like Muddy Waters or B.B. King, just that crazy train where it's just they're going through Canada or something, and all of them are there, and it just seemed like a big party fest full of drugs and good music, which, you know, makes rock and roll pretty much. Some of my picks. So I'm going to go with one. Well, hold on. The first concert I ever went to was in 1992 at the Palace of Auburn Hills, which is old now, which then it was 3 years old, and it was Guns N' Roses on the Use Your Illusion tour, the second leg of it. Incredible. They opened up with Welcome to the Jungle, and I got a tattoo of it on my arm after loving that band so much. And I mean, by far, I mean, they're up there as probably my number one band, and, you know, made a lasting impression on me. And being there at that young age, I still listen to those 3 albums nonstop. But my fantasy picks, since I did see Guns N' Roses, my fantasy picks are, this might come as a surprise to a lot of people, the Beatles are going to be opening up for my next 2 picks here. Now, wow. The Beatles, the potential they had to tour with their later albums never happened, and it is a shame for society that it did not happen for everybody. Could you imagine if they were all live now and they went and did like tours do now, like Roger Waters will come out and do we'll do Dark Side of the Moon. Imagine going to see the Beatles doing, hey, our first set's going to be Abbey Road. Our second set's going to be the White Album. Incredible. You know, one of the only live concerts you really got of them on the rooftop in London. My second pick is West Coast Seattle boy, James Marshall Hendricks. Playing a Marshall stack. Was it coincidence? I don't know. Some of the loudest guitar at the time. Technology never got to catch up with him. It would have been incredible to see what he would have done. But even seeing him in the short time that he was touring would have been unbelievable to see him. And I got the one and only that could only ever close a show and who could have him open up anything. Right behind me, the King. Elvis Aaron Presley, right there. Look at that. Who opens up for him? And, you know, not necessarily what I want to see 1976 Elvis. I'd like to see about 1972. We're past the era of him basically inventing rock and roll, and we're in the era of his golden era of jumpsuit, doing karate, singing Suspicious Minds, and just blowing everybody away, wiping himself off with the towel. The lights go off, and everybody says the King has left the building.
That is one incredible show. I don't think you can pick three artists to pick. I mean, that was like the Hall of Fame lineup you got there.
Yeah, you really couldn't. Yeah, it's what can you do with them three? It's like, who do you pick to open? You know, like, could Hendrix close it with his loudness and lighting his guitar on fire, and then the Beatles playing freaking Abbey Road or Helter Skelter, and then the King doing Suspicious Minds? I don't know.
Hey,
it'll never happen.
Many a good night spent at Sabby's Lounge, Tenant Hopper, singing Suspicious Minds on karaoke.
Yeah, RC Dub, you know, the way you change the way folks are watching YouTube is the way they change the way people listen to music. And I'd love to see old Jobs and, Bezos and that other chat's running Microsoft that I don't remember. Yeah. They can't keep up with Jimi Hendrix with the technology. No way. Fantastic stuff. I'm getting chills thinking about it.
Yeah, I mean, they all invented something there, you know. The Beatles were kind of the first band. Elvis invented rock and roll, and Jimi Hendrix took the guitar to the next level. You know, and NWA freaking took rap to the next level, and this.
Not to mention the automobile. The automobile really played an integral part of this. I mean, Boston Roy was introducing me to classic Bowie in the comfy confines of his beautiful Oldsmobile. Deuce Pack Badarak and his Cutlass Supreme Oldsmobile with the bass tube was introducing me to Notorious B.I.G. and NWA. I mean, if it wasn't for the classic cars of that era too, we wouldn't be jamming to these tunes either.
A lot of smoke and pulling gas mileage on memory lane for us. No diggity.
It's like the scene in Back to the Future where the band's getting out of the car and just the smoke's all rolling out.
Yeah.
Great.
You know, also I didn't say, you know, my dream venue would also be, I'm going hometown right here, right behind me, the Grand Ballroom, which was only open for a brief period of time for rock and roll, but Led Zeppelin, Cream, with the local bands, MC5, Stooges, Amboy Dukes, all of them playing there would have really been, and I'm missing a lot of good bands that were playing there on, you know, regular weekends to see them for like $5, Led Zeppelin, The Who, I mean, everybody there. And, you know, it's a shell of a building now, which is unfortunate, but the Grand Ballroom would be my dream venue.
If those walls could talk.
It's an oldie but a goodie, just like Rock CW. Like any good show, though, we got to end it with fireworks, don't we? So I want to hear what the demolitions expert.
That's right.
Yeah, we got to hear from Young Guns. We got to hear from Young Guns to himself.
The Dynamite Kid closing the show out with some bombs.
All right. Well, first off, wristwatch check, guys. I'm wearing mine on the inside as well. It's my Seiko 5 diver. Before I get into my picks, let's see some comments. I want to know what you people out there would pick for your dream scenario. Now, as I get into mine, opening up is a band you guys know from previous videos. I love Stone Temple Pilots. Unfortunately, Scott Weiland died. I'm bringing his ass back. I'm hearing one more show. I think that'd be a great opener. Get the crowd lubricated, getting them going. Next, I'm kicking it up a notch, and I'm bringing back Stevie Ray Vaughan. Watching that guy just do his thing on the stage, just rocking out. He's going to get the blues mixed in with the rock, and then I'm going to hit him the hardest with the greatest rock band that ever was, Led Zeppelin. John Bonham, bringing him back. I just want to hear the phrase. I want to hear the phrase, ladies and gentlemen, John Henry Bonham, Moby Dick. I just want to hear that. I think it's going to be awesome. That would be my show. I'm having it at the Roxy on Sunset Strip. And you know what? After the show, we're all heading next door for the after party at the Rainbow Bar and Grill.
Hey, Jay Goobles, you know, Scott Weiland would probably be the greatest frontman out of the 90s. I would say out of any band in the 90s, if you took rock bands, we were going to pick frontmen of the 90s. Scott Weiland would be.
I mean, he's obviously my favorite. I mean, a lot of people love Kurt Cobain and Chris Cornell. I get that, but overall,
frontman.
What's that?
But you got a frontman. He wasn't playing guitar. He was a true frontman.
He was a true frontman.
70s.
Yeah, and he did a lot of different things. He wasn't just Stone Temple Pilots as a band. They were kind of all over the place. Their first album was very grunge. They kind of got a little psychedelic, a little rock and roll. They were kind of all over the place. So yeah, I mean, I personally always loved them. So yeah.
So it sounds like we got another topic there, guys. Greatest frontman. I smell a top 3 video coming up in the future. Also, fans, in the comments, let us know what other future videos you would like us to do. This one today was a fan suggestion, so we do listen, and we do love bringing you the entertainment you like.
Blow us up with comments like the Dynamite Kids.
Blow it up.
Yeah. No, it wouldn't hurt if you like and subscribe too, man. Like, subscribe, share. Those are all good things too.
Yeah, Stuffy, I think this is really starting to take off here.
Yeah, I mean, we're really getting close to that 17-minute mark, I'm sure.
Getting closer every time.
Baby steps.
Q, I don't think Q Diggity, you're the last one that needs to comment on Jay Goob's picks.
Oh, is that right? Oh, well, lighting the wick as always. Waiting for the dogs to find her. Go to the STP concert. That's where she's at. Give me some Double Trouble. Jay Goob's, John Henry Bonham, Moby Dick. Best line I think I've heard in a while. Badass.
Yo.
You know what you forgot, though? You forgot my twist where I said you had to open with your first concert you ever went to.
First concert. You're going to like this, Stuffy. My first concert. Well, not really technically a concert, but my first live show I saw. I'm going to go with the first live show I saw without parents. And that was Sponge doing a live show at the Harmony House for their Wax Ecstatic album.
Yes. Local boys. Sponge. Bringing it back always to the Metro Detroit area. So what was your first real concert, though? I mean, a Harmony House is not quite a concert. What was your first concert?
I don't know. I seriously cannot. I don't remember.
Yeah, you are known for having a bad memory, yeah.
Well, so that NWA listening to and smoke and
man,
and all those Oldsmobiles you spent too much time in.
If it ain't, what was the Thursday saying?
Well, then we'd have to say our real names, but it ain't Thursday if we weren't in an extreme S10 pickup truck parked on my street. It ain't Thursday. Listening to Adam Sandler's They're All Gonna Laugh at You album.
Hey, don't forget about seeing the Reefer Men at Stuffy's bachelor party and the Mugs on the night before Thanksgiving.
Oh, man.
Local scene stuff.
Two great local shows. And I think that's where we should peace out, YouTube.
Rock and roll, YouTube. Out.
Peace.
The king has left the building.
I can't believe you switched it around. Jesus.